An increase of 4.9% from the end of 2021 to the start of 2022 actually showed an increase in poverty for children in the US, which accounts for 3.7 million more children living in poverty. So, why should this be of concern to you and why is it important? Well, this growth in child poverty can lead to more chronic illnesses, shorter life expectancy, higher mortality rate, and a decrease in educational pursuance for these young children. Increasing awareness and helping local children in poverty in ways like volunteering, donating to charities, or even just spreading the awareness is a really good way to help reduce child poverty rate. But if this number continues to grow, then we'll see higher mortality rates and actually a rise in criminal activity, and maybe not even a high chance of these kids going to college or graduating, and will actually hinder the future of our children. So, what is the issue? So, the issue is that child poverty puts the children in severe disadvantage to live in a successful life, especially in terms of education. So, allforkids.org acknowledged that living in poverty often means having limited access to health care, food, housing, affordable security, greater risk of school dropout for children, actually, homelessness, unemployment due to lack of education, and not reaching the child's full potential. Now, even more than 1/3 of low income students begin kindergarten not ready for school. And by the time that they reach fourth grade, 50% will not be on their actual grade reading level. This can cause repetitive grades, and them having to repeat schooling all over again year after year. And this was from Jana Sosnowski, who was an educational psychologist. Children in poverty are more prone to contract chronic illnesses that impact their future. Evidence from the American Academy of Pediatrics acknowledged that a growing body of research shows that child poverty is associated with neuroendocrine dysregulation that may alter brain function and may contribute to the development of chronic cardiovascular, immune, and psychiatric disorders. This really messes up with the child's mental, can actually hinder them for future years. Higher infant mortality rate, low birth weight, risk of being overweight or obese, not being breastfed, tooth decay, unintentional injury, poor general health, and mental well-being, teenage pregnancy are all health issues and children in poverty are more prone of getting, according to the Public Health Scotland. This is seen as a very detrimental issue. It can hinder the future generations of our children. But how can we help? So, as a nation, we should provide our children with a better head start. The Children's Defense Fund actually names different ways that kids can have a better head start, such as affordable but effective health care, higher quality of early development and educational opportunities, childcare, robust head start, high quality, affordable education, and a better environment for where they live, so more maintenance to the poor areas of our nation. Former Human Welfare Policy Director Tara O'Neill Hayes acknowledged that things like EITC, which is Earned Income Tax Credit, are completely able to reduce child poverty. In 2018, they actually lifted about 4 million children out of poverty, and so this is possible to happen again with the right support. As citizens, we also do several things to help reduce child poverty. Evidence shows that according to Common Bond Community's website, donating funds, volunteering locally, creating awareness, and attending fundraisers and rallies actually have a significant impact in many issues, not just child poverty. And this shows that just getting together, spreading the awareness, or simply donating could actually help these children in need. Donating to charities are a really good way to help reduce child poverty, and the Children International Charity claims that 82% of the operating expenses go straight to funding children in poverty and making community centers. So charities are a very effective way to helping these children, even in just a local area. So what can happen in the future? So the hopes for the future are that old trends show that child poverty has been slowly being reduced over the years, which is very good. Evidence, despite recent spikes in child poverty, the poverty rate has been slowly decreasing since 2011. 2011 peaked poverty rate was actually at 23%, which is very high, but has slowly gone down to 17% as of today, according to the Kids Count Data Center. And according to the United States Census Bureau, the child poverty calculated by the Supplemental Poverty Measure, SPM, fell to its lowest recorded level in 2021. Because of the pandemic, they were actually able to focus on these kids, and things like child tax credit were actually implemented and expanded. So this led to a drop from about 46%, from 9.7% in 2020 to 5.2% in 2021. So according to this, these programs can actually help a lot, and they've been doing so. But the thing is that child poverty will worsen due to modern day issues. After the pandemic, the child tax credit has actually been lifted and it has expired. So this actually led to a higher increase. So since the child tax credit also expired, it showed a 12% increase in food insufficiency for many families that can't support their children anymore. And with higher inflation, as of June 2022, showed an inflation rate of 9.1%, which increases the impacts of families on the brink of poverty, and children are not able to get enough benefits. This is according to Drake and Elizabeth Williams on the KFF website. And an article provided by the Wisconsin Technical College explained that childhood poverty can have numerous lifelong consequences, such as high chance of becoming a poor adult, higher chance of participating in criminal activity, unemployment, antisocial behavior, and other problems like that. So this can show that there can be an increase in criminal activity. Our society can actually decline further than it is. And there can be less of a chance of a future if our young minds right now are actually in poverty, having detrimental psychological issues. So the summary of all this is that child poverty is an issue that should not be neglected. It's a serious thing. Even though it's had its ups and downs, recent numbers show that it has increased. Even though it has decreased in 2020, 2021, it actually increased in 2022. This can lead to many issues if we don't act on it now. Now, we as citizens should pay more attention to our youth in these troubling times, for it is actually our future and the future of the nation are in the hands of these children. And if they don't have a good head start and don't develop those educational skills and don't have the right resources, it could hinder the future of this nation. So if we don't act soon, then this could actually impact the future, higher mortality rates. We're going to see a lot of death. But if we do something about it, spread awareness about this issue, donate to programs and charities, volunteer, help local children in poverty if you can, because any step towards helping even just one child is actually a very great help. So if these children are neglected, it increases crime rate, mortality rate, higher chronic illness rates, and it will continue leaving our future on the shoulders of many unfortunate children. So we should start today by donating. A small donation can help. Just volunteering locally or even just spreading awareness on social media can help a lot. Thank you. That is all.